your emotional health as a leader is really important.
But also how important it is to also take time for your family and take time to make those right decisions.
I try to stay fit now and try to use that as an example to the patients.
I appreciate what it is right now for me today.
Over the past year, I've tried to make some active changes.
You get out of balance in your life, personally and professionally, at least in my experience. That's when I feel the most stress.
After the slopes of Nagano and trails of Hawaii all in one day, I wanted to explore mental well-being in intensive ophthalmic lives. Bringing energy to conference life means I thrive on intense living, but for actual surgeons, balance is a whole other thing. We caught up with some docs to discuss this, and even went on a little hike with a young doc to get further insights. It all happened in a place in beautiful balance, Hawaii.
And one of the critical aspects of being a great leader is being healthy yourself. And so taking care of your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health as a leader is really important.
I ended up having a cardiac bypass about 8 weeks ago, actually 8 weeks this week. And long story short, it did allow me to, I think, reevaluate. I think for me, it allowed me to appreciate how much I love what we do, how much I love the interaction that we have with our colleagues, with industry, going to these meetings, but also how important it is to also take time for your family and take time to make those right decisions.
I just wasn't exercising, wasn't eating right. And I really made a big effort to lose a lot of weight. I mean, just from a mental health standpoint, it's just really huge.
I'm taking care of myself from a well-being perspective. Those kinds of things really help ground me and make sure that I'm taking care of myself mentally, physically, and spiritually.
I think all leaders struggle to have balance. When you lose sight of the balance or the attempt to have balance is when I think you feel the stress. Stress is around us all the time, but when you get out of balance in your life, personally or professionally, at least in my experience, that's when I feel the most stress.
Loving what we do makes a huge difference. I am so fortunate that I get to do what I love, and we also get to do it in amazing places.
It's an excellent meeting. I really love starting off the year coming out to Hawaiian Eye, get a chance to meet with industry and hear about the strategic priorities for the year and come up with a great plan for the projects I want to be involved in this year.
Innovating ideas around the pool, over a cocktail, with no real agenda, but just taking in the sun like we are right now and being in a little bit more relaxed mode. It can spawn ideas, it can spawn partnerships that you would not have likely thought of in a hustle and bustle situation.
I mean, you can't not be happy when you have this backdrop. It never gets old. Every day I wake up here, I'm like, wow. Everybody is a little more chill. That whole interaction, the collaborative atmosphere is paramount here.
Depending on that chapter or season in our lives, it's going to change. So what it used to be and what it is today, and having that full quiet and knowing that that's what I really need in order to kind of refuel my system and refuel my soul, and that soul food for me, I appreciate what it is right now for me today.
So physically, I'm almost there, not quite 100%, but mentally I feel awesome. And I just want to thank everybody out there for all your love and support. It meant so much, and it still means so much to me.
If you don't have your health, you really don't have anything else. And so I try to maintain that. And health for me is not only the physical aspect, the mental and the emotional aspect, and that's surrounding yourself with very positive people.
Thank you to everybody, and reminding us how lucky we are to take care of our patients the way we do, the quality of life that we can improve for our patients, and also how we can improve each other's quality of life by having this interaction, by collaborating, by really being this family that we have. It really is second to none, and I appreciate that more now than I ever have in the past.
After all this mental well-being talk, we decided to put thought to action and get out on a hike with Dr. Deepak Sambara and his wife Ann to soak in some of the healing nature of Hawaii. After all, Dr. Paul Singh had reminded us how precious life is, and not a conference moment is to be wasted.
You know, as ophthalmologists, we're always programmed to do what's best for the patient and to stay on top of the latest and greatest literature, which is what meetings are great for. We do a lot of learning at meetings, but just as important as what happens inside the lecture hall and on the podium is what happens afterwards. One of the reasons I love this meeting, it gives us an opportunity to find that balance and turn what would otherwise be a work meeting into a self-care family meeting. And so I brought my wife with me this time. And now that I know next year, we're gonna turn it into a full family affair, have both kids with us, and make sure that we all have a good time.
I think I affectionately refer to it as workation.
Oh yeah, we're showcasing.
Showcation, exactly. Work hard, play hard, and I think you can't lose track of the latter.
Right.
You know, you always have to do something for yourself whenever you're at any of these high-level meetings, because there's so much that you're learning inside the exhibition hall, but there's a world you can explore outside.
Dr. Paul Singh said it best. What are we here for? Deep down, I was at Hawaiian Eye to support the quality of my relationships. The Harvard study of adult development, the longest ever study on happiness, found the quality of relationships matter most. We are part of a very special group to advance ideas through visual care, but first, it starts with self-care. See you, my friends.